Hi Mark, this is Jeff, and my serial number is 35, and I'm Junior. The closest animal you know nothing about, and how we can save it, by Patricia Medici. TED Fields 2015, film August 2015, 8 subtitle languages, viewed interactive transcript. This is one of the most amazing animals on the surface of the earth. This is a tapir. Now this is a baby tapir, the cutest animal of spring in the animal kingdom. Laughter. By far, there's no competition here. I have dedicated the past 20 years of my life to the research and conservation of the tapirs in Brazil, and it has been absolutely amazing. But at the moment, I've been thinking really hard about the impact of my work. I've been questioning myself about the real contributions I have made for the conservation of these animals I love so much. Am I being effective in safeguarding their survival? Am I doing enough? I guess the big question here is, am I studying tapirs and contributing to their conservation, or am I just documenting their extinction? The world is facing so many different conservation crises. Well, we all know that it's all over that news every day. Tropical forests and other ecosystems are being destroyed. Climate change, so many species on the brink of extinction. Tigers, lions, elephants, rhinos, tapirs. This is the lowland tapir, the tapir species I work with, the largest terrestrial mammal of South America. They're massive, they're powerful. Adults can weigh up to 300 kilos. That's half the size of a horse. They're gorgeous. Tapirs are mostly found in tropical forests such as Amazon, and they absolutely need large patches of habitat in order to find all the resources they need to reproduce and survive. But their habitat is being destroyed, and they have been hunted out of several parts of their geographic distribution. And you see, this is very unfortunate because tapirs are extremely important for the habitat where they are found. They're herbivores. 50% of their diet consists of fruit. And when they eat the fruit, they swallow the seeds, which they disperse throughout the habitat through their face. They play this major role in shaping and maintaining the structure and diversity of the forest. And for the reason, tapirs are known as gardeners of the forest. Isn't that amazing? If you think about it, the extinction of tapirs would seriously affect biodiversity as a whole. But what is it that a conservationist does? Well, first we need data, we need field research, we need those long-term data sets to support conservation action. And I tell you, tapirs are very hard to study, so we have to rely on indirect methods to study them. We have to capture the anesthetize them so that we can install GPS collars around their necks and follow their movements, which is the technique used by many other conservationists around the world. And when we can gather information about how they use space, how they move through the landscape, what are their priority habitats, and so much more. Next, we must disseminate what we learn. We have to educate people about tapirs and how important these animals are. And it's amazing how many people around the world do not know what tapir is. In fact, many people think, this is a tapir. Let me tell you, this is not a tapir. Laughter. This is a giant anteater. Tapirs do not eat ants. Never ever. And then next we have to provide training, capacity building, It is our responsibility to prepare the conservations of the future. We are losing several conservation battles, and we need more people doing what we do, and they need the skills, and they need the passion to do that. Ultimately, we conservationists, we must be able to apply our data, to apply our accumulated knowledge to support actual conservation action. Our first taper program took place in the Atlantic forests in the eastern part of Brazil, one of the most threatened biomes in the world. The destruction of the Atlantic forest began in the early 1500s, when the Portuguese first arrived in Brazil, beginning European colonization in the eastern part of South America. This forest was almost completely cleared for timber, architecture, castle ranching, and the construction of cities, and today only 7% of the Atlantic forest is still left standing, and tapirs are found in very small, isolated, disconnected populations. In the Atlantic forest, we found out the tapirs moved through open areas of pastureland and agriculture, going from one patch of the forest to patch of forest. So our main approach in this region was to use our tapir data to identify the potential places for the establishment of wildlife corridors in between those patches of forest, reconnecting the habitat so that tapirs and many other animals could cross the landscape safely. After 12 years in the Atlantic forest in 2008, we expanded our tapir conservation efforts to the Pantanal in the western part of Brazil near the border with Bolivia and Paraguay. This is the largest continuous freshwater floodplain in the world. An incredible place and one of the most important strongholds for island tapirs in South America, and working in the Pantanal has been extremely refreshing because we found large, healthy tapir populations in the area, and we have been able to study tapirs in the most natural conditions we will ever find, very much free of threats. Pantanal, besides the GPS collars, we are using another technique, camera traps. This camera is equipped with a movement sensor and it photographs animals when they walk in front of it. So thanks to these amazing devices, we have been able to gather precious information about tapir reproduction and social organization, which are very important pieces of the puzzle when you are trying to develop those conservation strategies. And right now, 2015, we're expanding our work once again to Brazilian Cerrado, the open grasslands and shrub forests in the central part of Brazil. Today, this region is the very epicenter of economic development in my country, where nature habitat and wildlife population are rapidly being eradicated by several different threats, including once again cattle ranching, large sugarcane and soybean plantations, poaching, roadkill, just to name a few. And somehow tapirs are still there, which gives me a lot of hope. But I have to say that starting this new program in the Cerrado was a bit of a slap in the face. When you drive around and you find dead tapirs along the highways and signs of tapirs wandering around in the middle of sugarcane plantations where they shouldn't be. And you walk to kids and they tell you that they know how tapir meat tastes because their families poach and eat them. It really breaks your heart. The situation in the Colorado made I realize. It gave me the sense of urgency. I'm swimming against the tide. It made me realize that despite decades two decades of hard work trying to save these animals, we still have so much work to do if we are to prevent them from disappearing. We have to find ways to solve all these problems. We really do. And you know what? We really came to a point in the conservation world where we have to think out of the box. We'll have to be a lot more creative than we are right now. And I told you, roadkill is the biggest problem from tapirs in the Colorado. So we just came up with an idea of putting reflective stickers on the GPS collars we put on the tapirs. These are the same stickers used on big trucks and avoid collisions. Tapirs cross the highways after dark, so the stickers will hopefully help drivers see this shining thing crossing the highway. And maybe they will slow down a little bit. For now, this is just a crazy idea. We don't know. We'll see if it will reduce the amount of tapir roadkill. But the point is, maybe this is the kind of stuff that needs to be done. And although I'm struggling with all these questions in my mind right now, I've a pact with tapirs. I know in my heart the tapir conservation is my cause. This is my passion. I'm not alone. I have this huge network of supporters behind me, and there is no way I'm ever going to stop. I will continue doing this most probably for the rest of my life. I'll keep doing this for Patricia, my namesake. One of the first tapirs we captured and monitored in the Atlantic forest many years ago for Rita and her baby Vincent in the Pantanal. And I'll keep doing this for Ted, a baby tapir we captured in December last year, also in Pantanal. And I will keep doing this for the hundreds of tapirs that I've had the pleasure to meet over the years and the many others I know I will encounter in the future. These animals deserve to be cared for. They need me, they need us, and we human beings deserve to live in a world where we can get out there and see the benefit from not only tapirs, but all the other beautiful species, now and in the future. Thank you so much. Applause. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.